I'm just loving the new intro. It just gets me jacked for another episode of Minnesota Left-Handers, dude. Episode 20. How are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, we're still doing it, hanging in. It's been fun. I think it's too fun not to do it. I look forward to every Wednesday, just a chance to talk a little golf, just hang out, talk a little likes. It's been an enjoyable ride so far.
Oh man, has it ever. As always, everyone, the creator, the mind, the guy, Nate Doimer, Minnesota Left-Handers Mobile Unit 1. I see your name there. That's pretty clever. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think I answered the phone that way one time when we must have been on a conference call or something, and we just kind of been rolling with it. It's I don't know. I try to change these up whenever I can when we do our Zooms here. So if anyone is watching this on our YouTube here, new names there each week.
All right, so let's start this out. Big announcement. I mean, we were kind of toying with it, um, telling everyone about it last week, but we got an event. It's ready to go. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's been something that's been in the works for a while. One of the main sort of head honchos over at the X Golf in Blaine um, was played in our event in the fall, and Mark was his first name. He said that we should have a winter event at his spot, his X Golf in Blaine. And we thought, well, if he's willing to come to our event and support us, let's definitely go support him. So we've been in contact, and we finally nailed down a date, nailed down on time, and it's January 15th from 3 to 6 p.m. We're going to be doing our live episode from 1:30 to 2:30 on location, together again. We've been doing too many Zooms, so that'll be great for us to be together. Then hopefully before then even we can get a little practice, before then too. But two-person best ball, skins games, prizes galore. Really, I don't even know how else to describe it. Prizes galore. We'll have some Minnesota Left-Handers swag for you if you're fortunate enough to have the time to sign up to come play with us. I've been working with their event coordinator as well, and she has offered up koozies and other things that for winnings and things there. Plenty of TVs. We're looking at like I said, January 15th, so it's gonna be a Sunday, right during playoff football time. But like I said, plenty of TVs, so should be good in that respect. We'll be able to keep up with all the games and things. I think we can release this information. I think I'm gonna do it right now. We'll say this. You heard it here first. I've got a buy one get one coupon for the first 8 teams to sign up. So get signed up soon. If you want your buy one
Get one for X Golf, right?
Yeah, 1 hour of simulator time. For future use. You can't use it for the tournament, but you can use it for future use. Check the flyer all over our social media. Reach out to me at MNLHhanders@gmail. Or like I said, at any of those social media spots as well. So man, I'm pumped. I was in the location today. It's super cool. I'm super pumped to get everyone back swinging the golf club.
Pretty exciting. And that buy one get one, that's for the Blaine location, right?
I believe so. However, I can confirm that. I can't say for sure, but I will try to get that information. It's a great question, because when I was in today, I asked. I said, are these franchises, or just like, do you all work together? I mean, and the reason I was asking is because I want to put flyers at every location, and they have Medina, Champlin, Woodbury, and Blaine. Soon to be Apple Valley and Eden Prairie. So they're expanding, which is great. But we're going to have flyers at every location. So no matter what X Golf you show up at, all across the metro, our event is going to be advertised. And I think that's awesome. The management over there has been absolutely killing it. They've been the best to work with. This has been such a smooth thing to set up and talk with them about. I've really enjoyed it. So, yeah, I mean, we're 6 weeks out from the event, maybe even a little more than that, but I can't wait. I'm just so pumped for it.
You don't have to be the best golfer in the world to go to a simulator. I mean, my slice doesn't show up as great on a simulator, so I mean, it's definitely a different way to get out there and swing the club. As like our last podcast, we were talking to Hunter from Golo Golf and Golf Labs. Him kind of describing what it's like to golf at a simulator. You know, having that nice clean lie. I mean, and these simulators are top of the line stuff too. I mean, this thing shoots the ball out for you, it tees it up for you. It's awesome. And you hit it at the screen, it rolls back. You hit a button, it pops back up. You can even adjust the tee height using your club to hit the buttons on the ground there.
Oh yeah, you just tap it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was talking today with them as well about the putting that happens at these simulators in particular. They seem to have putting figured out. Like more than other spots. Their putting is pretty spot on. It's hard to do that. I'm not a great putter when it comes to putting into a screen and simulator and whatever, but they seem to be the best at it. And also to your point about kind of not having to be the best and all handicaps welcome and all that, it definitely says that on the flyer too. We chose PGA National for the course. I haven't even told you this yet, but that's, I think, the course that we're going to go with because it takes driver out of the hand for the bomber. Like only in the sense, not that you can't hit driver, but just only in the sense that someone who hits, a 350-yard drive is going to have a little punch in, a little chip in on any other wide open course. Here, you kind of have to, think your way around it a little bit. So you can't just someone who just bombs their drive isn't going to just guaranteed win this just because they can bomb their drive. It brings sort of everyone else in, just the style of the course. So that's what we're going to go with. I think it's going to be a good course for this. It's the course that the Honda Classic is played at, which is a teaser for what we're going to talk about later in the episode, the Honda Classic. So, yeah, PGA National down in Palm Beach, Florida, Palm Beach Gardens or Palm Beach, Florida, or whatever. So, absolute side note: 7 courses at Palm Beach at PGA National, like on the resort. One of the courses holds the PGA tournament. I have a second cousin who lives on one of the other courses. Been there, been in the clubhouse. I was too young to play last time I was there, but hopefully someday down the road I'll be able to play this course because I got a few connections there. So, anyway. I'm excited, man. Find us, reach out to us, grab any partner. One last thing that I think is definitely notable to mention: our fall event. If you remember that, or anyone else listening might remember that, it was a lefty righty. This is not that. Bring a righty friend. Bring 2 lefties. Pair up with anybody you want to pair up with. This is not. There are no restrictions, righty lefty. Just bring a friend. Bring anyone. Tell all your friends. Bring them all. So let's definitely make sure that is known as well.
So you're talking about the Honda. We had the RMS this week, and it was the 17th through the 20th. Yeah, 17th. So last weekend. Tell me about that event.
So Adam Svensson won the event. We had Callum Taryn played really well. He got in early though, and put up a number. Sahith Thagala was playing well. I believe it was a bit of a battle down the stretch. It was starting to look like quite the back and forth between Sahith Thagala and Brian Harmon, fellow lefty. And Sea Island resident, actually, kind of the home game for him. And then just sort of out of nowhere, Adam Svensson. It was a big boy shot. He stood up to the moment pretty well. It was 16 he birdies, 17's a par 3, and it's his like rookie year, I think. If not his rookie year, his second year, Adam Svensson. And he hasn't really shown up. He gets into events like this, right? But he's, young and whatever. But gets to 17th tee box and just sticks it. It was like you knew at that moment it was his tournament to lose. Like he just put an exclamation point on it right there and just sort of ended it. And then he ended up winning, I think by 2. Do you have it up? I think he won 19 under, and the next was at 17.
Yep. All those 3 guys tied at 17.
Yeah, Callum Tarrant, Tagala, and Brian Harman.
Yep.
Yeah. I watched probably the last 5 holes. It was, a little bit of drama there at the end. It was kind of fun.
I'm just smiling because part of this was we did the RMS, the DP, and the CME. I was just looking at the final for the DP championship. From the 16th to the 20th.
It's like it validates what John Rahm said. As far as...
He's playing with the little boys, he's not playing with the best in the world right now. Rory's 4th, and John is 1st.
Yeah. Look, but do you have the top 10, like top 5 there?
Yep.
Okay, just read out the names.
A. Noren, T. Hatton, Rory...
Tyrrell Hatton.
What?
Tyrrell Hatton's a Ryder Cup player. Like, he's top 20 in the world.
And then Fleetwood Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, those are
respectable names. Yeah, yep.
Like, we're not talking Adam Svensson, and some of these other guys who are in the PGA. So I hear his argument for the official World Golf Ranking points business. There's another side to it too, which I feel like is a deep dive for another time. But I can hear Rahm's argument at least.
Well, big time. The guy. It's not like he doesn't know what he's talking about. You know what I mean?
Right. And so he won, and then Rory, he might have taken like 4th or whatever, but he kind of won the season-long points race. So Rory just had a hell of a year. I think at the end he claimed, or he said, that he was the most complete golfer. He is currently the most complete golfer that he's ever been. Having not won a major, I think he was top 10 in every major though. He's the most complete player he's ever been, which is scary for 2023.
And last episode last week we were talking about the kind of the back and forth between Rory and Rahm. So to see Rahm kind of pull everything out here is kind of a little exciting on my eyes anyway. In my eyes, anyways.
Yeah, it was entertaining to kind of, but the same thing with the RSM. I kind of caught the last few holes, and that was kind of it for me. So.
Next up here, okay, so one more event here. You get the CME.
Yeah, I don't have a ton to say there. It's Lydia Ko. This is on the LPGA side. Lydia Ko is dominant again. She was a dominant 15-year-old, then had a down couple of years, and is back to being dominant again. Just kind of on that roller coaster. This is something that she's always said. That I have a question sort of for you about. She has said, I'm going to retire from golf when I'm 30. And she'll have the money and everything to do it. She'll be fine. But you look at her, or take Andrew Luck from the Indianapolis Colts. He got drafted and he might have got hurt or something. And
he was in and out of injuries and then just retired.
And he was much younger than 30. He might not even be 30 yet. He was young. But what would you do with your time if you could retire at 30?
Oh man, I'm an outdoors guy. I love being out in the woods. I got 2 beautiful kids that I would love to invest my entire life into. You know what I mean? As of right now, Case is 3 years old. That's my son. He's in a private school. He knows his Pledge of Allegiance. The kid can write his name. He's just a stud. And Monday, he starts hockey. we put him on a wait list because he really wants to play hockey. I mean, we're in the living room here. We watched the Wild game tonight. We're playing hockey in the living room, shooting around pucks and stuff like that. And you ask him, hey, Case, you want to go play hockey? My nephew plays hockey. My step nephew plays hockey. I played hockey. Dad played hockey. Everyone played hockey. So hockey's been a big part. I'm not going to push my kid to play something that he don't want to. I asked him, you want to play hockey? Wife put him on a wait list. He's 3. You have to be 4 to play because they didn't fill up. He made the team, so I guess Monday nights we're going to hockey for the next 10 weeks. So that's pretty exciting. So it's, if I were to retire, I mean at 30, it's gonna be me, my kids, my wife, and I'm gonna be out in the woods when I'm not with those guys when they're at school.
Yeah, you feel your time. I mean,
oh man,
the hard thing would be to not get lazy. I think, waking up and having somewhere to go every day, I think, is important. So just kind of making sure you fill your time. But I mean, I'm in the same boat as you as far as kids and like interest in sports. My son is I coach basketball right now.
Soccer, basketball, yeah.
We've been basketball. I've been basketball my whole life, and he's pumped to play. I got like a net set up in my garage, like for a hitting net, not like golf, not like basketball, but like a golf hitting net or whatever. He wants to go out there and hit balls, like it.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Your kids just follow in your footsteps. Mm-hmm. They do. Like, as long as if you're interested and excited about it.
You're excited about it. Yeah, exactly.
I will say this, just a little heads up for you. My neighbor down the street's got he's 4. I bet he's a few months younger than Jack. He's 4. They have 6:45 Sunday morning practices already. So for hockey. So it's coming. It's coming for you.
All right, so next up you have a tweet. And, it was so small on our set list, I was trying to find it. But a tweet by this guy named Dylan Diether.
You're not going to believe this. And I've pronounced it that way a long time. The chair. Believe it or not. But anyway, yes, it's Bryson. He recently said
2020 diet. This is awesome.
He basically said, my gut felt terrible. I was in a bad mood. I just never felt right. Do you think this is maybe why, man?
So breakfast, we got 4 eggs, 5 bacon strips, toast, and 2 Origin protein shakes. Orgain. And then he'd golf. He'd have Go Macro bars, PB&J, 3 protein shakes. Dude, can you imagine this guy's bowel movements with how much protein he's taking in? Post-golf, have a snack and a protein shake, and then dinner, steak, potatoes, and 2 protein shakes. Dude, I typically have 1 protein shake in the morning. I have 1 meal a day. Today I had 3 pieces of pizza, and that was at like 3. I haven't eaten since. I had a little thing of peanuts from the gas station, but I mean, I might cap my night with either a little bit of some protein, like hard-boiled eggs or something like that, but our family's big in fruit. I have raspberry, blueberries, grapes, banana, or something like that for a little snack at night. But yeah, protein in the morning, little protein at night, and just 1 meal. That's kind of how I've always been.
Yeah, that's not Bryson.
God, PB and look at this guy's meal, dude.
This guy, I mean, like, no wonder you felt bad. Like, mix in a salad once in a while, dude.
There's no greens here. At least, hopefully, he's taking a multivitamin. I mean, what are you getting out of this here?
Oh my gosh. Anyway, that was just kind of from the grab bag that I thought was interesting.
So let's move on to number 4 here. Was Brett onto something?
Yeah. Is there still a Xander note there?
Mm-hmm. Oh, Xander's response. I'm sorry.
Do you want to come back to that?
Yeah. No, we can finish it.
Okay. Let's do that because I think it's important. We talked a little bit last week about how he and Cantlay were sort of rumored to go to Live. Do you remember this?
Yep. Oh yeah.
And he was kind of like, he went on the No Laying Up podcast and was like, no, I don't know. No, I hadn't heard anything. But then and this isn't a backpedal, but it's a clarification that I thought was interesting. So hopefully you can hear this.
It's said, if someone started some mega tour, Tiger, JT, Jordan, Rory, and everyone else decided to go play there, like it'd be pretty hard to just sit here. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's kind of relates to one of my questions, which is I'm wondering if do you feel the weight of the golf world at all on any potential decisions you've either made to this point or future decisions? Because if I'm reading in between the answer you had there, if the dominoes start to fall, I may make a move, which I truly can't fault that position, or you saying that, or that decision. But basically, you're also saying you won't be one of the dominoes to fall to start this cascade effect, right? Because that I think is the question, right? Somebody, if there were to be a cascade falling, somebody's got to make the first move. I would say DJ was probably one of the ones that did that back in June. And are you saying that you will not be one of those guys, at least to this point?
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm not going to be. I will just basically take my talents to where all the talents will be playing.
So, I mean,
pause real quick. That reminded me of the LeBron James, the decision. I'm taking my talents to Miami.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of. We've had a few people now. We say we take my talents to wherever, but I'm taking my talents to the Minnesota Left-Handers podcast. That's where I'm taking my talents. But that feels like where everyone has settled, and someone just has to take the deep dive first. Or enough people have to take the deep dive first, because there's obviously been a list. DJ, Koepka, Cam, those are names that have taken the deep dive, but not enough, I guess, to move the needle. If you're gonna go, you are risking never playing on the PGA Tour again. If LIV folds, I don't think the PGA Tour would care if LIV folded. Everyone who's gone is out of golf now, basically. They're going to have to find somewhere else to play. They're not playing on the PGA Tour. And I think that kind of puts guys like Xander in a tricky spot. They don't want to take that leap unless enough people go to solidify LIV. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense, but I think it's already solidified. I mean, they're going to be having a broadcast deal here and all sorts of stuff, but I think they're already solidified with just the names that they have now. I mean, Greg Norman starting everything off, and then Phil going, and then obviously all the other guys following. But, when you can capture some of the old talent like Ian Poulter and Dustin Johnson, and then you got guys like Cameron Smith going over there, there's big opportunity and stuff that's going to be happening there. So for these guys to make that leap, dude, eventually there's going to be more talent in LIV than there is in the PGA. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, especially with John Rahm getting pissed off and winning the PGA tournament. What was the purse on that tournament? I don't even remember. I had it up.
Oh, I don't.
But it wasn't even anything exciting. You know what I mean? It wasn't that was the DP 7,600 or 77.6 pounds. Pounds, right? Pounds.
Euros. Gotta be euros.
Yep, 7.6 million euros. And I'm sure the US dollar's defective now.
A great currency conversion mind. So
yeah, so it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So €1 is worth $1.04. So it's about equal.
Well, and for me, the other thing that I think seems important is Xander's going to get old. Rory's going to get old. Justin Thomas is going to get old. Scotty Scheffler's going to get old. They're not yet, but they're going to get old. Mm-hmm. And where's the new talent going? Because if the young talent goes to the LIV, you are obsolete, Xander. You are on the wrong tour. You need to follow the talent. If the young talent is going to LIV, you need to follow that, which is why Chichara, who's there, he won a tournament earlier this year, straight from Oklahoma State. That you got to watch that, because where the rookies go is going to matter.
All right, so let's play back a clip here from our last week's podcast. What was I on to here?
Yeah, go ahead and play. I think it's 45 seconds.
That's
Go ahead and hit play. Let me know when it's done.
Yep, plan. I mean, we're talking about I don't know. That's kind of what I'm talking about.
Some of the names on the PGA
But I mean,
Tour.
look at that purse, $8.4 million.
$8.4 million purse.
Hopefully, no one keeps on showing up to these events, and he can just have a, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because, I mean, to some extent, if Liv doesn't want you, you can make a pretty damn good living on the PGA Tour.
But hey, as Liv gets bigger, does the PGA lose traction? And these purses
these
actually
sponsors-
start getting a little bit smaller and smaller and smaller. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know.
That's a good. We'll have to see.
So, Liv purses getting smaller. I mean, I think that was kind of my point there, is that as these guys leave, the purses are good now, and if these big names leave, and it's easy for these guys to win those big purses, and now it starts losing traction because Liv signs these big deals, and people start going over there. That's kind of the point that I was making there.
Yeah, and we said that on, it's Wednesday night. We record every Wednesday night, and then as soon after that, as it might have been Thursday, but it might have been Friday. It was very soon after that. The Honda Classic, the longest standing sponsor on tour, pulled out. They're gonna sponsor in 2023, but they're done. And I instantly thought of you because there's multitude of reasons why they could be pulling out of their sponsorship, but one of them could be that people are going to Live. And we were talking about Tony Finau and how, you know, he can make a great living on the PGA Tour as sort of definitely a second tier guy, but as these top tier guys, Cam Smith, Brooks, DJ, start to go, he can really make a career for himself at these places, you know, because there's still millions of dollars to be made on the PGA Tour until the sponsors start leaving, which I thought was a point that you made there as well. And then Honda Classic left. Like 2 days later, Honda Classic made that announcement. So I'm like, man, is that starting to happen? Are they starting to see that these fields are not what they once were? So I was like, you're onto something there.
Yeah, who knows what the reason? Inflation, Joe Biden. I mean, there's so many different things that you could chalk it up to, you know.
And one of it could be quality of field. We don't know yet.
Right. It's like I said, it's going to be interesting for golf and with Liv and everything going on here. Now, okay, so that was one thing I kind of got at last week's podcast. So,
yeah, but you were kind of like a you had lots of foresight in last week's podcast. As we look back, I was pretty impressed.
You know, it comes in waves, you know. It's kind of the opposite of your prize picks. And
yeah,
we'll be going there
that.
later.
We need to balance that.
All right, so let me play from, what are we here, 144 to 203 here. So playing that from last week. Ball stuff, but I'll give you a little teaser. I don't think our record reflects.
Oh, the Minnesota Vikings. Interesting.
I think our we're worse than what our record reflects. I don't think we're as good as our record shows.
This makes for bad sports talk because I don't entirely disagree. But hey, this is we'll save it because there's a few things that need to be brought up and addressed on the second half of this episode. But it's good to be back talking now.
So, talking Vikings talk. 40-3. 40-3, bud.
Yeah.
We had half offensive line, which is understandable. So, I mean, what do you do there? It's just, it wasn't good.
So I didn't disagree with you when you said that.
Play the bit.
And I think an old Denny Green response is in order here.
They are who we thought they were.
One more time.
They are who we thought they were.
We are.
So crown them.
We let him off the hook. Um, I did we just set off a string of 4 losses?
I think so. Yes, I think we lose to New England, one of the best defenses in football. Unless we can get the run game going at Minnesota, it should be a game we should be able to win. They're playing without a quarterback, but their defense is so good. If we cannot turn over the ball on the first play of the game like we did to Dallas, we're in good shape. It's like Peyton Manning against the Seahawks. That first hike went over his head. It was like a 20-yard loss, and oh man, it was a Super Bowl game. Yeah, it's Vikings football. It's to be expected.
Regime change or not, man, it seems to not matter, and it just, I don't know what to say.
Because we're getting down there in time, let's run through pick'ems this week. How did we do last week?
Just a second.
Okay.
We thought they were.
Okay.
All right.
Pick'ems.
How did we do last week? Did you look that over?
Oh, I didn't look that over.
We'll do a double look over next week for weeks 11
yeah.
and 12. But I think I'm still leading the pack with me and you. All right. Buffalo at Detroit, but it's a home game for Buffalo.
Yeah. Oh, right. That's right. I think it's still Buffalo.
Okay. Giants at Dallas.
Giants.
Come on, dude. New England at Minnesota.
Pass. Let's come back to that one.
Okay. Tampa at Cleveland.
Tampa.
Cincy at Tennessee. Jamar Chase is back.
Holy cow, that's a game this weekend too.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee.
Tennessee at home. Okay, so Miami at Houston. You're going Miami. What's going on right
Yep.
now? Everything's super slow. Jets at Chicago. You're going Jets, I'm assuming.
No.
They benched
Zach Wilson's not starting.
Yeah, they benched him.
Yeah, there's a shakeup there. And Justin Fields, man, he looked like he knew what he was doing out there. He's been kind of doing
Okay,
that
well, I'm
last
taking the
week.
Jets. You can have Chicago.
I'll take the Bears.
The Bears. The Bears.
The Bears.
Atlanta at Washington.
Say that again?
Atlanta at Washington.
Ugh, puke. Washington.
Denver at Carolina. Sam Darnold starting.
Yeah. Also puke. Man, it's the haves and have-nots this week.
Yeah.
Denver.
I'm going Carolina. Baltimore, Jacksonville.
Baltimore.
LA, Arizona.
LA Rams, Chargers.
Chargers, sorry.
Chargers.
Las Vegas at Seattle.
Ugh. Vegas.
Oh, I'm going Seattle on that one. Rams at Kansas City.
Okay.
Yeah. New Orleans at San Fran. Okay. Green Bay at Philly. Okay. Pittsburgh at Indy.
Pitt.
Ooh, I'm going Indy.
Ooh, we got some differences
Yeah,
this week.
so I went Indy, I went Seattle, I went Carolina, and I went Cincy. And then back to Minnesota game.
Oh, gosh. Probably the Vikings.
They're 2.5-point favorites. I say the Vikings lose by 1 point, 20-21 or something stupid like that.
Okay, I'll take the Vikings.
There you go. There you have it. That is the
man.
picks. Now, moving on. Prizepicks. Because of Thanksgiving, I'm assuming that's why there's no tournament this weekend.
Well, there's really nothing now until January with the Sony because December is Tiger Month.
They
It's just
have the Euro Golf, which starts a couple of guys teeing off tomorrow. Oh, one's starting in 60 minutes. You want me to read off some of these names? Christian Bezuidenhout, George Cotes, Tristan Lawrence, Henny Duplessis, Oliver Becker.
Wait. Henny's a live guy.
Henny de Plessis?
Henny Duplessis?
Yeah.
He's a live guy.
Uh,
Christian Behusentrut?
This is. Oh. Wait a second.
Do we have an issue?
No, this is Eurogolf, bro.
Yeah, but Henny's a live guy. Can he play on the Euro Tour?
That's what it says.
Okay. What's the bet? Or what's
Birdies are better.
Oh gosh.
Everyone's 3.5.
What course?
Jorg Open.
Oh god. Okay. I'm gonna take Christian Behusentrut because he's a President's Cup guy. Like, he's a good player. I'll take the over for him, but I don't know, man. I don't know anything else.
We need one more, and we need to pick the under on one. Who's the worst golfer of these guys?
Oh, Henny Duplessis. Give him the under.
You think he's gonna go under?
Yeah.
So
3.5 birdies?
You think he's gonna have okay. And then we're going over on Christian.
Yep.
There you have it, folks.
I gotta hit it at some point.
That's a lock. That is a lock.
All right, we got like 2.5 minutes. I have a question for you that's off the wall a little bit here. Have you booked flights for Arizona?
I have not. Have you?
Okay. I did. And then things changed. We already got a note that our flights were changed. And I was like, okay, dropping this one. I won't tell you who it was through. We're going to play a quick game.
Spirit.
Yes. So I dropped it because if it was like changed by more than like an hour and a half or something, you can just drop. You can get a full cash refund. So I was like, done, getting rid of this. I don't want to deal
Spirit
with
or
flight
Frontier.
changes for the next month and a half. So I was gonna see what your flight was coming home, but if you haven't booked it yet, I have a flight there. I don't have a flight home right now.
It's probably gonna be Southwest or Delta. That's typically what we fly. Southwest, Delta, or Sun Country.
Will you fly American?
I haven't yet. But
Because
I probably would.
You've got two different flights that are like basically like 7 to 11, 7:20 to 11:20, and whatever, something like that. So maybe that'd be Monday night. Maybe we
Fly together.
coordinate that. Try to get home at the same time. The only problem is I'm hearing bad things about American and keeping track of luggage. So we'll have to see.
Just do a carry
But-
on. All right,
We got
buddy.
golf gloves. That's the thing. We got the golf gloves.
Another terrific episode in the books.
This was fun, man. Hey, I got 45 seconds. Like, subscribe, follow. Let's make sure that we hit all those things. Sign up for the event. Again, first 8 teams to sign up. Get a buy one, get one as a team for an hour of sim time at X Golf. So find us at all your social medias. Reach out at minnesotalefthanders@gmail.com for more information.
We'll see you next week.
Sounds good. See you later.